Hey guys, Jen Graves here, doing a video for you guys. This one is actually geared on a big thing that me and a friend, you guys will know who after this, we've actually talked about this, and we talked about it here recently too, because I kind of had part of an idea to do a video semi like this, and unfold it a little more, and my friend beat me to the punch, which we trade off all the time, so it's really good. But anyway, what I want to basically talk about, guys, is when you read scans. It's kind of a big deal, and I know a lot of us feel like it's not. When it is, I won't lie to you. You know, I read scans back in the day too, and there was always one question that I always had rolling in my mind, and I guess until, you know, more recently in years, when my collection blossomed more, I realized that. So the first thing, guys, is I don't like hearing when people say, I read the scan of XYZ because it's never going to get a printing. I'm sad to say this to a lot of people that do that, including some of my friends that like doing that as well. It will never get a printing, a paperback copy with so many people that read the scans of it. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. There are a lot of series that I wished at the time when I watched an anime for it, or something like that, that I wish would come out. It's never going to come out because people read it. It is one of these things that is a big double-edged sword, and a lot of people don't see it that way. People that just read scans, consume it, I understand that mindset, that you are one person doing it. But what about the guy down the street that's doing it too? That's two. From there, everybody has that mindset of, I could read this, I could do that, and I'm not going to have to worry about it. It will always be there. Somebody else will pick up the slack from it, you know, all that other stuff. But you realize for every person that does that, if one person has to match up with you to do that, and there's, let's say 2,000 people that are all reading scans and not sitting there also needing somebody to buy a copy of that, maybe a Japanese one, or buy the anime or something, you realize it's another 2,000 people, right? So I just find it funny how some people do that. Now here's another thing that I really want to bring up. There's a lot of people that have a somewhat, I feel like it's not really that big of a thing, like it is, because most of my family has it, and it's, you can tell, the younger ones in my family, and there are a lot of things that the universe, people, whatnot, you wanted to have your goal and get it faster. Just like when you read scans earlier than when the book comes out or anything like that, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot with that. Yes, it will come out. It's going to come out. But the pace at what it is coming out, because you want that instant gratification, might be holding it back when it first started coming out. I mean, when things like that happen, it kind of happens. And a lot of companies hold back on certain stuff for us. I mean, if you know anything over in Japan related to manga, there is a lot of manga. I would say for probably every one English translation series, there are at least 15, 20 volumes that are over there that are Japanese related, And here's another thing that I really don't understand with some people, is if there is other stuff that you want to read, stuff you want to collect, if you have any kind of a TBR, why read scans at all? I am one of those people that I will tell you I have overgotten manga, and for good reason. If I ever go through a hard time where I don't have money, I can't afford manga, I have enough manga that I can probably go another 6 months without buying anything. I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. And it's not me sitting there, quote unquote, like it is, stealing, And, it's not really that big of a thing when you think about it, as in other people do it. There's only a little product here. Me, out of a million people, aren't hurting it. But if you think about manga as a box office terms with movies at the box office, if you know anybody, and just like the scans, if you read or you watch a movie or something illegally, then that's automatically cutting into the profits of the people. It's cutting into the profits of the people making that movie. And it actually stops them from being able to make more movies because of people doing that. And I mean, I know that you hear a lot of people say, this movie hit box office #1. Well, you know how many people went to go see it for it to hit that, and how many people, I would probably reckon to say about, depending on how popular the movie is, probably half of the people that went to, half of the people that went to go see it, there's a person that saw it for free some way by getting it pirated or something like that. And it's sad to say, that is a big reality for certain things. You're not ever going to think that it's that big of a crime. I mean, it's paper, right? But not a lot of people think about it. And it, for better quote on the thing that's at the beginning of the movie, piracy is not a victimless crime. And a lot of people do think that. There are a lot of cheap ways to read it. There are a lot of better ways to do it than what you're probably sitting there thinking. I'm sure this is the first video I've made where you've actually been like, dude, I kind of hate this guy's guts right now. He's been the coolest guy ever, but until now, I hate his guts. There is so much of better places. I mean, you don't know that maybe it won't ever happen to you. But certain companies that do it, I mean, I know, I read it before. I used to read it on Manga, a couple other places, and I would say probably about half the places that I read stuff from have been taking down all their stuff, all their content and whatnot. And, the people probably went to jail. It's one of those things. You being a consumer of it can also do the same thing for you if people ever catch wind of it, if people ever can somehow track your computer down. I'm sure not really a lot of people, but with everything being more modernized and going forward, I'm sure anytime you type in that site that the government knows exactly what it is. They're going to be able to say, okay, this person, start cracking down. This person did XYZ. They have other stuff. They're also here reading manga illegally, you know what? Put them on our list. I mean, you guys know. Some stuff, you get in trouble for it, and it doesn't really seem like there's a reason, especially if you get in trouble with the boys in blue, but you never know. I mean, you don't. So, I just wanted to throw this out there and let you guys know that there is a ton of different stuff. If you have anything on your list that is paperback, automatically try and read it. There are a lot of different sources out there that you can actually read your favorite material on that are legal. I've seen some people say, well, I can't get this, I can't read that, I can't do any of this. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, like I said. I had one person kind of comment on something, and when I was talking about this, I think it was something I put on Instagram. It might have been something that I put on Twitter. Can't remember what source I put it out, because I have like 6 different social media things. But they were like, well, you can't read Baki the Grappler, you can't read this. You can. There's different places to do that. The one big thing is, you're probably not looking hard enough to find a legal way to do it. You're probably going to have to pay something for it. You're probably not going to have to pay very much for it. Actually, after a lot of recent things, with the Kadasha stuff that happened, and some of the other stuff, which, Kadasha was the big one that a lot of people pointed out, but there's actually a lot of other ones that came out and said different stuff too. Digital is super cheap. If you buy a volume for $10, you're probably going to be able to get it for $2. You're going to be able to, I don't know, just like American comic books, I would imagine, are kind of the same. You can get the first 20 things of Spider-Man for $10, It's a lot. And it's stuff that you can be avoided. It can be avoided. You can not do it, and you can choose not to do it, or you can continue to go forward with it. And I just hate to do this and say it to you guys or anything. When you guys do that and you stop a series, like one of my favorite series that is actually a scan that I read and I stopped because I knew it was wrong, was Aries. I probably got like halfway through that when I was younger, and like I said, a lot of people are going to say, no, that series is too big, we're not going to get it, because you have that mindset. And I hate to say that to a lot of people. I hate to say that to friends that do it a lot. When you want to support manga, I feel like manga will be there waiting for you. I mean, it sits on a shelf. It's not going to go very far. But that is the only way that you yourself are going to be able to allow the rest of us that are doing it, quote unquote, the right way, to actually be able to enjoy it and actually maybe get to see it come out. There's a ton of manga you can read. We already do have a lot of manga. And if you can't take the time to try and find something else, I'm sorry to say, you just don't have good priorities. It is kind of a big thing. It is a big deal. And so anyway, I'll be waiting still, because at some point, some of the series that I've wanted have actually gotten publications because of whatever, and when you wait, you just find other stuff to read. You have that chance to be able to enjoy something else. It's you being selfish. So anyway, I just felt like this is stuff that kind of needed to be said. I love and respect the community that we have. but I hate how a lot of people want to use that crutch and say, the reason why I do it is because it's not going to get a publication. The reason why I do this, well, you realize you and most of the other people that quote-unquote society view as criminals use the same terms. It's just a thing, and I can tell you that hands down. I know a lot more about that than you think when I had an uncle that was in that system. So it's a big deal, guys, and it's not something that people want to hear, but I feel like this is something that needs to get out, and it's something that needs to be said, because there is a lot of it going on, and I can see it if you had to consume it from a library or something else, but there's so much manga out there, and right now I'm getting to see different people's journeys on one of my favorite series, One Piece. It's 90 volumes, and it may take them a good 6 months, even longer, closer to a year, to read it and get through all of it. Think about how much manga could come out at that time, just from there, from a month. As somebody that does pre-orders and whatnot, I can tell you, with different series, there's probably at least 100 series that would come out in that time. And not only that, the ones that come out after that, the volume 2s, volume 3s, all that other stuff, all that combined, there's probably over 500, 1,000 new volumes that come out every year. So I don't understand why nobody couldn't sit there and just try and read one of those, honestly. So anyway, thanks for listening to this kind of sort of rant. I'll accept your thumbs down, because I know that nobody wants to hear any of this. A lot of people don't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it when I was younger too, which I didn't hear it when I was younger, but as it came more and more to light and I read about it and fruition and everything, I didn't want to participate in that. So anyway, I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. I'm Jen Graves. If you want to see, like I said earlier, my buddy that actually did a thing on this too, go over, check Otaku Mike's video. I'll probably tag him into it. He'll probably comment on this if you want to click on it. I'll try and snag his video and put it in the thing as well, so you can go watch his. As far as that goes, I can't get you statistics and everything, because that is in the wind in different places, because it's all over the place. But if you look a little harder and dig a little deeper, I'm sure you'll find it. So anyway, guys, like I said, I'm Jen Graves, and I will catch you later. Comment down below, because I mean, that's all we can do, right? But I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.